Hey y'all, what's going on? It's Professor Barth here. Quick personal professional update. I received a letter earlier this week from the director of the school, from the deans, from the president of Arizona State University that I've been promoted to associate professor. Woo! Got tenure. Super stoked about this. I've been at ASU since 2014. I began as a postdoctoral fellow. Then I received a position as a tenure track assistant professor. Went up for tenure this year, and I've been granted tenure that will be effective in July of this year. And my case was really put over the top by the publication of my book, The Currency of Empire, Money, and Power in 17th Century English America. That came out last year with Cornell University Press. If you haven't bought it, you need to buy it. It's only $20. It was my dissertation converted into a book. And so that was, really what my case was built on. But I also had a number of peer-reviewed articles in academic journals. The most important one was in the William and Mary Quarterly in 2016. William and Mary Quarterly is the top colonial American history journal. And this article was on mercantilism. Another article in the Journal of Policy History in 2017 on classical republicanism during the time of the American founding. In 2020, I had an annotated bibliography. It was really like an encyclopedic entry with Oxford bibliographies, and the entry was on currency. That was in 2020. Then several years back in 2014, I had an article with the New England Quarterly on the Massachusetts coinage in the 17th century. And way back after I got my master's degree, over a decade ago, I had an article published in the North Carolina Historical Review on colonial North Carolina, my home state. 2018, I had a review essay published on the history of capitalism in the Journal of World History. One of the books I reviewed was a book by Thomas Sowell. I'm actually really proud of this review essay. It was quite lengthy, over 10 pages. That was in 2018. And then next month, I have an article coming out with the South Dakota Law Review on the history of private criminal prosecution in the early United States. I'm really proud of that article. Really excited for that to come out. So, got tenure. This is great news. Thought you all would be interested in that. I want to conclude here by giving you my word that I will do everything I can to maintain my integrity as I proceed forward in this new chapter professionally. It's vital to me to maintain my integrity. You can bet your bottom dollar I will never write or utter anything that I believe is untrue. Okay? I won't do it. Not going to do it. In addition, I will never deny anything that I believe in my heart, soul, and mind to be true. I will never deny anything that I believe to be true. I'm going to do the best to maintain my integrity and aspire always for truth-seeking, and for intellectual moral courage. I'm extraordinarily proud to be part of ASU, Arizona State University. President Crow has really, in the last several years, has made ASU into a bastion of intellectual diversity. It's really done a great thing. Sadly, in most universities across the U.S., there is far too much. I mean, this is no secret. There's far too much conformity and ideological sameness. ASU, there's a strong cohort here of heterodox thinkers, there are exciting things going on at Arizona State University. As for me, I am unapologetically conservative. Now, in the classroom, I'm not going to come out and tell my students that. The YouTube, this medium that I'm on right now, YouTube, is different. In the classroom, I don't do that. Okay, I just teach history. Okay, but I am a conservative. In fact, I would say I'm solid conservative, with a deep appreciation for foundational liberal political principles. Okay, solid conservative with a deep appreciation for foundational liberal political principles. That pretty much describes me. Two of my foremost intellectual influences: Edmund Burke, Thomas Sowell. Burke and Sowell. That is, I would say, that describes sort of where I am at least in this season of my intellectual life. But that comprises a large part of my worldview. Now, when I'm in a classroom, I'm a professor to all students. So in a classroom, again, I don't just go up and say, "Oh, I'm a conservative," and no. In the classroom, I teach several hundred students a year here on the Tempe campus. In the classroom, I'm a professor to all students. And actually, some of my best students have been progressive left-wing. Actually, last semester, maybe the best student that I had last semester was a self-professing Marxist in one of my classes, and he was great. Like, he was actually quite learned. Okay, I disagreed with his conclusions naturally, but he really loved the class. In fact, he signed up for my class, another class I'm teaching in the fall. He really loved it. Okay, got an A. Added a lot to the classroom discussion. I love that. I'm every bit as much his professor as any other student. So that's how I approach it. But everyone has a worldview. Every single professor, every single teacher, every single human being has a worldview, and your worldview influences how you approach your vocation. It just does. That goes for anybody who's in a classroom. And so my conservatism is obviously comprised of a large part of my worldview. The most foundational part of my worldview, to be quite frank and real with y'all, is I'm a follower of Christ. I'm a follower of Christ. That is the foundation, the rock upon which I stand, and that makes up. That's what my thought is built upon. I'm a follower of Christ. Denominationally, I'm Reformed. Bible-believing Christian. And so, but in the same manner, in the classroom, I don't proselytize. That's not what God hasn't called me to be, a minister. Okay, so that's not what I'm doing. I don't do that. But it's critical to my worldview. And so in the classroom, it just my Christianity and my conservatism, it's going to influence in my research, the type of the research questions I'm interested in my approach, in my teaching, my approach in the classroom, and it's going to influence everything. Ultimately, at the end of the day, in everything that I do, and this is true of any follower of Christ, I do it for the glory of God. When I'm writing and researching, these works that I featured here, I'm doing it for the glory of God. When I'm in the classroom, I'm doing it for the glory of God. When I'm back home, I've got 4 kids at home, a wife and 4 kids. I'm doing it for the glory of God. When I'm making YouTube videos and promoting this channel, I want to promote this channel. I want to build the audience for this channel. I'm doing it for the glory of God. I'm imperfect to the nines, okay? Imperfect to the nines. I'm gonna mess up, okay? I'm gonna have a mistaken viewpoint. I'm gonna maybe reason through something imperfectly or wrongly, but hopefully I'm gonna get some things right too. But at the end of the day, it's all about, why are you doing it? Why are you doing it? And so that's what drives me. But wanted to give you that update. And I'm excited for this new chapter. So thanks for your support, and I'll see you around. Bye.